Hi, my name is Adiron Kegi. I'm an African from Nigeria, and I'm addressing the question of what African countries can begin to do as a matter of urgency to address the climate crisis on our hands. I believe that, first of all, it is important to realize that Africa as a whole contributes less than 4% to the entire greenhouse carbon emission that is rocking the world, and as a matter of fact, to the climate crisis. But guess who bears the largest brunt of the crisis? Yes, Africa, as much as the rest of the global south. Now, the question is, what do we begin to do as a people who contribute the least but bear the largest brunt of the crisis? One of the things would be for our countries, and by countries I mean the state leadership, to get serious about the dangers of extractivism, to get serious about mining policies, about exploration and exploitation that has rocked our terrain. Now, part of the climate agenda is clean energy. Now, the rest of the world is looking in that direction. That means that invariably focus is again on Africa, where communities are being exploited even as we speak. Now there's lithium exploration and mining going on in a lot of our countries, including Nigeria. We have states and we have leaderships that should tighten the frameworks, placing people at the heart of policies so that our people can be protected and our lives can be saved. It is no longer news that extractivism comes with danger, and communities that are already vulnerable are further exposed and shortchanged in this entire arrangement. So it is imperative for the African group of negotiators to carry out needs assessment that will then form bedrocks for the nationally determined contributions of our countries in the climate agenda. It is very important that we realize that we are at the receiving end of the climate crisis. Therefore, our reaction should be even more proactive and serious. So how do we protect our vulnerable communities? How do we ensure that climate criminals are brought to justice? How do we ensure that people and lives are protected and, as a matter of fact, preserved as sacred on our continent? What we need to know is that there is hardly any African country that doesn't boast of some natural resources, and by virtue of that, that makes us immediate targets to exploiters, to external factors and external interests that would want to use the same natural resources to divide and rule, to exploit, to change, and to destroy our communities. So all hands must be on deck, and this is my charge to the African group of negotiators as it is to the youth of Africa. Because when we talk about the climate, we talk about the future, and who is the future? It is the youth. So now is the time for us to champion causes that will favor our people. Our solutions have to be community oriented, have to be driven by the community people. It is not enough that certain solutions are brought to the agenda as solutions for the climate crisis. But the question is, where are those solutions emanating from? If these are not solutions that are properly harvested from the same communities that are affected, then there are no solutions. So we should push for organic solutions, for indigenous technology that flow from the people, and we have to, as a matter of urgency, put a plug on extractivism, because it's causing a lot of damage, a lot of harm, and is making already vulnerable communities even more vulnerable. If we are not careful, there will not be a future to speak about, but that is not going to be our lot as Africans, because the youth of Africa will also rise and do the needful as much as the governments of Africa.